In the ancient Indian system of Naadi Astrology, the planetary clockwork of the night sky serves as a schematic for our internal architecture. This creates a unique paradox. Naadi Jyotisha requires mathematically precise astronomical data to cast a chart, yet it completely disregards the physical laws of astrophysics. It operates on the foundational axiom, Yat Brahmande, Tat Pinde. As in the macrocosm, so in the microcosm. While Western astrology often seeks to correlate planetary gravity or light to human events, Naadi focuses on the symbolic resonance of the celestial bodies. To a Naadi practitioner, the physical properties of rocks orbiting the sun are irrelevant. The system, codified thousands of years ago on palm leaves by sages like Brigu, treats the solar system as a complex psychological interface. It maps the movements of the universe directly onto human energetic anatomy, treating planets as active forces living within our own consciousness. Decoding a Naadi chart requires translating these celestial orbits into states of consciousness, applying mythological rulebooks to calculate outcomes, projecting them onto a geometric grid to measure the soul's debt. To build this model, we must assign specific facets of human psychology to each physical planetary orbit, starting from the outer edge of the solar system. Saturn occupies the farthest reach. It represents the heavy, slow-moving force of past action, the accumulated ledger of previous lives, known as karma. Jupiter represents the Jeeva, the individual, living self currently navigating this specific lifetime. Mars serves as the vehicle for that self, providing the physical body and the ego required to interact with the world, or the Deha. In the inner circle, we find the Sun, which governs the pure, unchanging inner soul, the Atma. Orbiting near the Sun is Venus, which signifies the specific reminiscence of pleasure, luxury, and desire, known as Bhoga. Mercury, the fastest-moving planet near the Sun, represents the Buddhi, the quick transacting trower of human intellect. At the center point, orbiting Earth, is the Moon. Because its light and phases fluctuate constantly, it represents the mana, or the human mind. The Moon's path creates two sensitive nodes, Rahu, which pulls the mind toward material illusion, or Maya, and Ketu, which draws it toward spiritual detachment, or moksha. These planets are the active, psychological subroutines of human consciousness, interacting in real time to generate our perception of reality. Calculating the specific interactions between these psychological forces requires a set of governing rules. In Naadi astrology, ancient Puranic myths function as the technical algorithms for these relationships. One such algorithm is found in the myth of the moon eloping with Tara, the wife of Jupiter. This story codifies a predictive rule. The mind, the moon, is inherently capricious and will always disrupt the serenity of the self, Jupiter. When these two connect in a chart, the practitioner expects a period of mental instability or distraction. Another rule is found in the myth of Venus holding the Mrita Sanjeevani, the power to bring the dead back to life. Predictively, when Venus aligns with Jupiter to oppose Rahu, it creates a literal shield against danger. The myth dictates that this planetary combination provides the native with an extraordinary level of protection in high-risk situations. Ancient mythology serves as the encoded rulebook for calculating how these internal psychological vectors will collide. To understand how these forces manifest physically, we look to the spine. Naadi collapses the planetary orbits into a vertical line, mapping them to the 7 chakras. Within this system, the purpose of life is for the Jeeva, the self, to realize the Atma through the mind. This process is driven by the physical act of respiration. As breath moves through the body, it activates the chakras ruled by intellect, pleasure, and ego, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. At the very base of the spine, the Muladhara chakra, sits Saturn. This center stores the unknown, unworked energy of karma. Naadi identifies the life force, or Jupiter, within the breathing process itself. As we inhale and exhale over 20,000 times a day, this energy travels through the various centers to reach the Muladhara, specifically to interact with the stored karma. This continuous movement creates an automatic physiological engine for clearing karmic debt, turning the basic act of staying alive into a cycle of soul cleansing. This internal process is measured using the Kala chakra, the standard 12-house zodiac grid. In this context, the zodiac is the spatial expression of time and space. The ascendant, or lagna, draws a horizontal line across the chart, dividing the sky into a visible and invisible half. The visible top half signifies sanchita karma, the total accumulated past deeds the soul has carried forward into this life. If Saturn is placed here and links to other planets, it activates parabdha karma, the specific portion of that past debt that must be settled in the current lifetime. The lower, invisible half of the chart focuses on the present. Active planets residing here indicate agami karma, the actions of free will and current effort that will determine the soul's future trajectory. The circular zodiac functions as a geometric spreadsheet, a spatial ledger documenting a soul's exact karmic balance sheet. An astrologer determines the specific nature of these debts by calculating the geometric angles between planets. They look for 120-degree angles, or trines. The trines connected to the sun define Rananubandha, the material debts and structural responsibilities we owe to external figures, such as the father, the government, or our professional hierarchy. Conversely, the trines connected to the moon identify emotional debts. These represent Bhavanubandha, the psychological bondage stemming from the mother, deep-seated emotional attachments, and unfulfilled internal desires. By tracking where the self, Jupiter, intersects these triangles, the astrologer can pinpoint the soul's primary areas of struggle and obligation. This reveals the exact coordinates where the native's conscious choices will collide with their predetermined karmic weight. When we integrate these components, the planetary archetypes, mythological rules, and karmic geometry, we see a unified schematic. A Naadi chart tracks the Jeeva navigating the physical vessel to process the depths of the past. Navagraha Naadi is a tool for self-mastery. Its utility lies in clarity, providing a way to navigate a life that is often shaped by unseen forces. Identifying these specific karmic trines allows the practitioner to see exactly where free will can be applied to break old patterns and conclude ancient cycles. By bridging the macrocosm of the stars to the microcosm of the chakras, Naadi Jyotisha transforms the vastness of the cosmos into a readable map of human evolution.